This is a Fox News alert. Donald Trump holding a rally in the battleground state of Ohio, the event on the heels of a blitz of major policy speeches. First, Mr. Trump standing firm on tackling illegal immigration and then telling an audience of our nation's veterans that he will stop apologizing for America. This is Outnumbered, and I'm Melissa Francis. Here today, Fox Business Network's Elizabeth McDonnell, FNC political and legal analyst Ebony Williams, national spokeswoman for the Libra Initiative, Rachel Campos Duffy, and today's hashtag one lucky guy. Look at that. We've got retired Lieutenant General Michael Flynn, former director of the Defense Intelligence Agency and a Donald Trump supporter. He's also the author in his spare time of the new book, The Field of Fight: How We Can Win the Global War Against Radical Islam and its allies. And he is outnumbered. The first time on the couch with us.
Yeah.
Wow, exciting time.
It's very exciting.
You're not fearful. Did you bring any weapons?
No, you know, I have two right here, so.
Yeah. Sure. But I think you have stars on your socks,
I have
right?
stars on my socks.
Very nice. Okay, well, we're excited to be here. Let's get started. As we monitor Donald Trump in Ohio, we begin with the GOP nominee talking tough on immigration. Hours after sounding diplomatic in Mexico City, Trump came out swinging in Arizona, vowing no amnesty for anyone in America illegally, especially criminals. And he took a shot at Hillary Clinton. Listen.
I am going to create a new special deportation task force focused on identifying and quickly removing the most dangerous criminal illegal immigrants in America who have evaded justice, just like Hillary Clinton has evaded justice, okay?
And as he mentioned during his appearance with Mexico's President, Trump vowing to build that wall and more.
We will build a great wall along the southern border, and Mexico will pay for the wall. 100%. They don't know it yet, but they're going to pay for the wall. On day one, we will begin working on an impenetrable, physical, tall, powerful, beautiful southern border wall.
But Mexico's President Enrique Peña Nieto painting a different picture, tweeting about their meeting, quote, "At the beginning of the meeting conversation with Donald Trump, I made it clear that Mexico will not pay for the wall." In the meantime, Trump earlier this morning turning to national security and the military, telling the American Legion Convention this.
We will stop apologizing for America, and we will start celebrating America. One country, under one constitution, saluting one American flag, and always saluting it.
All this is a Fox News poll showing a tightening of the presidential contest. Hillary's 10-point lead from a month ago chopped almost in half, down to 6 points, 48 to 42% nationally. In a four-way race, Hillary's lead dropping 2 points to 2 points, a virtual tie. All right, General, let me start with you. One of the impressions that I got watching that press conference down in Mexico yesterday was that Mexico's president wants the wall, too. I mean, when Donald Trump was saying, you know, we don't want illegal immigration, we don't want drugs coming over the border, he said, we don't want guns and dirty weapons. I mean, dirty money coming back over the border as well. Is that accurate, do you think?
That's very accurate. I mean, every country needs to have its own sovereign ability to secure itself. And Mexico has an enormous problem, not only along what comes back into Mexico from the United States, but also their southern border is a desperate situation. So, I think the noise about who's going to pay and all that sort of stuff. This is about security for our country, and that's the big message that Donald Trump has really put out to for over a year now. And I think he's put his finger on something that is so necessary for our country to do, because the scourge of narcotics alone I mean, the kinds of heroin that's coming into this country right now, and you see it all over the country. It's not just in the southern states. It's all over the central states. It's up in New England. I mean, it's just terrible. We have to stop
what was
it.
really sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
What was really striking, Reuters did analysis, and they found 65 countries around the world have a wall.
Yeah.
There's 750 miles of walls in the European Union.
Look at the new fence around the White House.
But that's what's so interesting about this discussion, because I don't think that the wall or taking back criminal felons and sending and deporting them is very controversial. And what I found frustrating as a Hispanic woman watching this speech was that the really controversial part, which is what do we do with the 11 million people who are undocumented, especially those who have children who are American citizens. He kind of pulled the fast one on us. He kind of did what politicians do, which is kick the road. Oh, we'll deal with that after when we,
I'm glad you brought that up, because I want to play, he addressed that very point with Laura Ingraham. Let's listen to that and talk about it afterwards.
Oh, there's softening. Look, we do it in a very humane way, and we're going to see with the people that are in the country. Obviously, I want to get the gang members out, the drug peddlers out. I want to get the drug dealers out. We get a lot of people in this country that you can't have, and those people will get out. And then we're going to make a decision at a later date once everything is stabilized. I think you're going to see there's really quite a bit of softening.
General, is that the fast one that she's talking about?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a fast one, but I totally agree that the wall is actually a minor issue.
Agreed.
The bigger issue is trying to come to grips with the sheer scale of the illegal problem that we have in this country. So I think that's the challenge. And when you're talking about, sort of who do you start with first, I think what Donald Trump laid out last night in Phoenix was a set of priorities, and it's going after the felons. It's looking at things like sanctuary cities, but prioritizing exactly what it is that we need to do to be able to get our country back to where it is a sovereign, secure, safe country.
He could have done a lot better if he had actually addressed it, though. I think people wanted him to deal with it.
Well, I think he laid that out last night.
I think policy-wise, Rachel and the General are hitting on something that's very important, which is what's actually, the nuanced detail that's going to matter in the end. But let's talk about politics, right? Because we know that Donald Trump found himself in a sticky situation in the past week and a half around this ambiguity on where does he really stand and is it changing and pivoting? So he had to address that. So politically, I think what he did here was smart, which we talked about buzzwords. So you're right, the wall is really not the most important thing, but when it talks to the signature political issue of Donald Trump's candidacy, the wall is actually the most important thing. That is security. The thing, the security issue. But talking about the wall and Mexico paying for it rhetorically is very important for Donald Trump to talk about.
And Donald Trump is bringing up a lot of inconvenient truths, General, and that is, for example, 23 countries won't take back their nationals if they're convicted of crimes here. And so you got Chuck Grassley saying, well, Department of Homeland Security and the government should just yank the visa ability of those countries if they're not taking back those criminals.
That's right.
What do you think about that?
There's nuances here.
Yeah, I mean, I think that particular stat last night that he laid out, I think is super important. And you're right. I mean, so what else do we give to those 23 countries? I can guarantee if you laid them out, we are probably giving them foreign military sales, security assistance. We're probably pouring money into those countries, and they're going to refuse to take back their own citizens who got here illegally. I mean,
and committed crimes.
And are committing crimes, too. So, yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable.
Let me ask you about some of the other things that he laid out in terms of securing the border, and I want to get your opinion on it. He said that we are going to have 5,000 more Border Patrol agents, more stations along the border.
He said he's going to triple the size of Immigration and Customs, ICE, and I think that's necessary because I think right now their numbers are around 5,000, and they need like 15 to 20,000 new agents out there to be able to do the job.
Yeah. What do you think in terms of...
I'm sorry. ICE, which is our Immigrations and Customs element, they have less people to handle all of our border problems, all of our border security, working with CBP, of course, than what New York City has in their police department here.
But I'll speak why that's important. As a criminal defense lawyer, I dealt a lot with ICE, and that is important. You're making a very important point, General, because when they are deficient in size and capacity to really, we send people, defendants who have either pled or have been found guilty to them, but when they don't have the manpower to efficiently expedite them back to their countries or they're not being accepted, all that, it's a clogged drain. Yeah. That's essentially what we're dealing with, and that has to be dealt with.
And General, can I ask you about the ideological certification? I mean, that was another thing that he talked about last night, and it's this idea he's moved away from, the phrase extreme vetting, but it's this idea that you could find the right people that could go and ask the right questions to to figure out where people really stand. Can you do that? I mean,
well,
can they
yeah, I think you can do it. I think that we do it now. I mean, it takes, I think, around 18 months or so to go through the whole process, I believe. I'm not an expert on that. But this ideological certification is essentially, do you believe in our Constitution? Is that what you are here to do versus having...
Can you just say yes?
Well, I mean, you're going to have to take a hard look at who's applying the test.
Quick one.
And how we do that.
Quick one. Would you ask? Would you ask immigrants and refugees and migrants into this country to pledge allegiance to the Bill of Rights and the Constitution?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, and we probably do that now. I mean, part of this is just follow the laws that are already in place.
What's already there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. New trouble for Hillary Clinton over her emails, as newly discovered documents suggest she sent classified material from her private server after she left the State Department. The potential fallout from that coming up. Plus, brand new Fox News polls showing a big majority of voters think Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are dishonest and will do anything to get elected, you don't say. What this could mean for the White House race.